And well, these next two, maybe they can tell you a little bit more than I can. Henry G and Alex, take it away.
We're definitely going to be playing the old version of Dust2 here. You can see a few aesthetical changes just to make sure it's all up to date, but we are going to be playing the 1.6 version. You've got to be excited about this one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I had the rare opportunity of speaking to the designer of Dust2, and he kind of explained some of the process to me. He said that this was just 50% luck, and 50% creativity and map knowledge.
Well, there we go. He's created one of the most iconic FPS maps of all time.
Absolutely. and you know, games to this very day follow a three-lane format.
It's the formula for almost every CS map, you know, even the new ones today. Either way, Alex, here we go.
Ooh, it's big long presence.
A lot of long presence here. It's a very common approach from T-sides and Dust2. The double smoke towards a crossover. They are taking a lot of damage, though, in the process. They haven't managed to get that first kill, but they've certainly taken care of that. It's Fallen battling towards that crossover position. Very good stuff from Luminosity so far. They looked handy on their second half pistol here. Furtho can't get it done with a double kill. It will be a 4 versus 2, but I still feel like Fallen can steal this one away. Great shot to deny the bomb plant, but Taco left with 3 players to find.
It would all start he can gather enough ground to take the fight onto Bolts on his own. He can't steal. Creeps and crawls his way on the flank from CT, and you get the mics up as well. You can hear a bit of that fire we were asking for from Luminosity. They need to maintain that pace from Luminosity and Necessity here. Looking at MIBR's Dust2, it's not pretty. In the last 6 months, the biggest name they've beaten on Dust2 was Renegades, and that was a long time ago, 3 months from now. In the last 3 months, Complexity, Liquid have both taken wins on Dust2 versus MIBR, so let's see if Luminosity can join them.
Yeah, it doesn't look good in terms of the stats. We know they've been working hard, the MIBR boys. I want to see what they can bring to the table. The pistol didn't go too well for them. This round could be a little bit different. It is going to be the 4 spy. Phelps will get the first, but quickly responded by Lucas there. They've got the long control, a very valuable part of the map. They spam towards the car. It is paper thin these days, and it's Fur, the scout now, as he'll be joining Taco with the sniping responsibilities here, looking towards that pit. A player is at the bottom is going to be Henny. He currently has the scout as well, so a bit of a duel about to go down. Very difficult shot for Fur to hit, but if ever there's a player capable of doing it, he might be the one. Nekis will find the advantage, and things should slow down at this point.
That's exactly what they're doing. Further, he's looking to speed up, leaps into the line of fire and takes a heavy shot as the fight continues down long. In the meantime, Fallen elsewhere did catch Lucas. Bolts on the scene is going to be getting the bomb down on A. Fallen and Taco remain as they charge towards the site. Contact and a death for Fallen before his teammate could even get across towards CT. Taco, a good tag actually with the scout. He's going to get presence from the right-hand side, though he's aware of it. And Nekis will find number 2. Nice, neat, and tidy. 3 AKs bought, 2 AKs saved.
Lovely stuff. Luminosity fend off the 4 spy of MIBR. That pretty much guarantees the 3-0 here. There's not too many options at this point. You're going to buy 1 smoke on the CT side just to smoke the mid doors so they don't know where you're going to stack. Usually, though, if you buy 1 of these smokes and you drop it towards middle, it normally suggests you either fully stacking B or stacking long. Those are your 2 options here. We'll see whether they're going to do either. The smoke goes towards middle, indeed, they're going to stack long. So 5 players making their way towards that position, and there will be 4 in towards the B tunnels for Luminosity. So, like, for me, I always call this strat because you're desperate, right? You've got nothing really to work with, but you're just hoping they fall for it, but it is very obvious. When you've bought 1 smoke and you know they're full eco, why would they do that? Like, it's sure, like, it could work either way. It could be a double bluff, but most of the time that they're not going to go in there. They're just trying to take vision away from you. So a nice read from Luminosity. Bit of a risk, maybe too fast of a commitment if it was a B stack, but still, it's absolutely fine. They're going to get this round no problem, and they don't need to hunt for kills, Alex. That's the most important thing. Keep your AKs.
Don't need to, Henry. I don't think Steel's particularly interested in what he needs. It's what he wants. He wants to go and frag MIBR, and you can understand why, of course. It's always been seen as that goal, that end goal for players from the South American region, the MIBR squad. Fallen's backbone alongside Coldzera, Fur, of course, Phelps and Taco. Phelps, one of the newer additions, and integrating him into the roster has been a conversation for so much time, you know? I mean, I think that's actually a conversation we can potentially start. My thing is saying it's a timeout. It's wrong. Mine's frozen, that's why. Okay, doesn't matter, moving on. It's not starting a topic about Phelps, but it is an interesting one to come back to, just seeing how his presence has been, you know, such a catalyst to both success and failings of MIBR, seeing some players rise, others fall, and we are going to be seeing the scouts kept in the hands of Henny, despite having the funds to go elsewhere.
We'll see what he can do with it. Scouts.
Can you use it? Are you a scout gamer?
I used to be. Like way back in the day, I used to really focus on it. I used to think it was a really exciting gun to use, but not these days. I like to get the tags.
Where does your 1700 go instead?
Normally Deagle armor. You get the
yeah,
Kevlar.
yeah, okay, he's a showboater. He wants to just bop some heads.
I want the showstoppers, you know? Scout's cool and everything, but I feel like the Deagle I can cause a lot more damage generally. But with the Scout, I like this from Henny. Like, it's fine if he can still do damage through the door, and hopefully keep the money nice and strong if they win this round. They've got a very strong long spawn, I believe. Have a look at Neckers where he wants to take it. That'll be key if he wants to go for it. He's going to be flashing over. Looks like the commitment will come through. Fallen's there with the incendiary. Doesn't quite get it down in time. So you can see the pumping out flashes here. Neckers has the advantage. You get both the kills. Or the third, it's Fallen. He's got a battle too for now here, Alex. Smoke's keeping him alive somewhat. He knows he needs another kill. That could have been it. They're taking so much damage. What a long take this is from Luminosity. Fantastic work. CTs don't even get a look in.
Unbelievable faith in your team. Neckers, he runs out with a nade in his hand and then turns his back. That is full faith in the flash. He manages to get a very deep angle into long, very fast between the gaps of the smokes, and that's just the round over.
So you can do those two deep, long smokes from T-Spawn, of course. You're not going to be the one, the first player throwing those. He's just be focusing on flashbangs. But the two players behind you, they can throw two smokes on the corner, and ideally you focus towards the pit. You saw the way he was looking towards double doors as he comes out. He's dodging his teammates' flashbangs at this point. They're pumping over 3 flashes just before he commits there. The CTs can't do much about it. Lucas gets a kill for the smoke. Obviously, that's not sustainable, but you'll always take it.
It's going to be presence
if you pick it up,
yeah.
right? So you just get covering fire, gets a kill, and they've got a 4-0 start on their map pick. And remember, MIBR, they do not have great results in this one. So really great to see Luminosity fighting back. This is a loser bracket game, remember. Their map pick, they want to show the world they can compete at this level. It's been a rough year for them.
Yeah.
Lots of great experienced names within this squad that have been part of huge teams before, and it's good to see them have this strong start on their map pick now.
Could be a run boost. If Fallen plucks him out of the air with this Deagle, I'm going to scream. I'm going to squeal. But the likelihood is, the smoke fades and he gets a big face full of Nexus AK-47 Kalashnikov. coldzera, however, does still find the Deagle frag, finds it towards CT as Bolt is there to challenge. It could get a bit awkward. The HE, though, doesn't find coldzera despite his low HP. That's because there's a lip of concrete there. Volvo, please. Nice work from Phelps making that CZ work. I mean, they've managed to make a 2v2. I mean, it's not necessarily a winnable 2v2 here, but it's a 2v2. And I'm going to start eating my words. Get the knife and fork out, Henry. All on to Henny to save Luminosity. This should have been an open and shut case. coldzera, he's done not enough. 3 from him in the round. Phelps is tagged and he's fragged. He's got time.
Oh, I like that.
And that means I did really well there.
We did a great job, everyone.
Good job, everyone.
That's exactly what that means. That was a really big round there.
Wow.
MIBR really not investing much at all into that one. It comes right down to the 1 versus 1. We wanted to see more from Phelps. He delivers there, gets 2 kills with the CZ, closes it out, and more than enough time to defuse with 10 seconds remaining. That's such a huge cash injection now for the MIBR squad. They're going straight into a double orb setup here. Taco and Fallen. That seems to be the go-to double orb setup for them these days. Maybe last year you'd be looking towards coldzera for that secondary orb, but you just want a rifle in his hand, right? Taco is more stable at holding anchor positions with the orb. He's not going to be probing for kills too much, but he can hold a bomb site by himself, the AWP. That's why it makes sense. You want coldzera to be your playmaker.
I mean, he plays Beyond Mirage. If he's ever not playing Beyond Mirage and he's got an orb, there better be someone good in his stead. In the meantime, Lucas has found Fallen. Big pick on towards short, some aggression from Luminosity, and actually a rather wide open ace site at this point. Not going to be the first point of contention. coldzera, he tries to take a fight and falls. Taco responsible for mid, does tag bolts on the cross to short. They're committing to this A-bomb site. It's wide open. It's all on Phelps, really. He's deep into long.
I would say, unless he gets multiple kills here, it's not even worth going for it. So he'll try and do what he can from long, but they've done a nice short plan here. Should be absolutely 0 chance MIBR even have a look into this. So it's going to be the save, but like I said, Phelps will do what he can here from the long position. He's got the scoped weapon of the AUG and finds Lucas, but just wants to get the hell out of there now. He knows he's going to be focused. They're not going to go for the round, which is fine. Dust2 has a lot of this going on. It's a very quick map, and if you do get opening kills like that, it's very, very difficult to retake, especially if you get a strong plant down towards shore. You have post-plant utility. Earlier on the round, you know they've got smokes, molotovs to fend you off. There's almost no point going for it. Like top teams like Astralis really showed the way of giving up rounds is looking at the bigger picture of Counter-Strike. Instead of going for every 5-on-4, accepting a loss and looking at your money and trying to work as a team and move forward. That's the best way to operate, and that's what MIBR are trying to do now. They have a map in their pocket already. Sure, this hasn't started off amazingly, but that round was too far out of their grasp.
Would you suggest that even though all of these guys are professional players, there are some players that have a better understanding of when a round is worth fighting for?
Definitely. Like, there's different play styles. There's no right or wrong answer in Counter-Strike. I can only really give like my opinion on how I like the games we played, but there's definitely players who see those opportunities at 3-on-5, and they'll look for moments of complacency from the opposition, right? Someone who's hunting for frags. You see an opening, you get a kill, you run in, all of a sudden chaos starts ensuing. You might not win it, but you get 2 or 3 kills and make it a really damaging round for them. So there's definitely many different approaches. As we get into the next round, you see the money still strong from MIBR after saving 3 weapons. Fallen this time, looking towards lower, but it's a very flashed position. He spots a couple of them, misses both though. So a nice approach. They boost up to look towards short, and luckily don't take any damage for it.
Wow, that could have gone so wrong. It didn't. Fallen did manage to just cause a little bit of a stir, probably a couple of quick mouse adjustments, but no sweat on the brow and no bodies dropped in the server. Still 5 standing apiece into round 7, map 2. Game 1 of our second day here in Montpellier, the Occitanie region, for the ESL Pro League's 9th season. I can't believe we're in season 9 already.
I think I came on board in season 2, I think, maybe 3. It's getting there.
Yeah.
They're flying by, aren't they?
It really is. Time flies when you're having fun, and Fallen, well, that wasn't fun. Forced off his position by a Molotov and forced to relocate towards long. It's not necessarily a consolation for him, because there is presence there. He will be smoked off, though, potentially even flashed off. It does leave the hand of Lucas. He plays anti-flash to an extent. Pressure coming from all directions. He does have the support of coldzera just a little bit. That's a fantastic connection. Henny gone, but traded. His brother, literally and in arms, finds the trade, and now just Fur and Taco.
Yeah, another
successful.
Yeah, this is looking very good. Nothing too flashy for Luminosity here. Just going through the fundamentals of Dust2, focusing their defaults towards short. Fallen gets one night's frag, but the pins are from long. Too much for him. The trade comes through, and it's looking so good for them. Taco will pick up a consolation kill from outside the B bomb side there. 3 versus 2, but once again trying to hold on to the weapons. Nekis can certainly explore his options of trying to take one of these weapons out. He's going to. Spots Taco now, gets a great shot there. What a valuable kill that is. Takes the AWP out of MIBR's hands, and their money's starting to dwindle now. Like, Taco ideally really needs to be in that B-bomb side of that stage, way too exposed, and he gives up the rifle, but it won't be Luminosity picking that up. It's just denying it for the CT's next round. So they don't need a double AWP setup on the T side of Dust2.
So, and I hate that this probably sounds a little cliche, but what's going on with MIBR's A defense? How are Luminosity finding these gaps? It's just been short twice. Yeah,
it's the thing is with Dust2, like the default is the go-to approach almost every single time. We've seen one variation of Luminosity have gone for a straight up long take with a decent spawn. It is a spawn-based map, but the defaults and the pincers, the pincer is what you need to avoid. If you've lost long control, for example, you need to be pushing short, you need to be pushing B. Sure, that might cost you a trade, but you need to claim real estate on the map. If you sit on the bomb site and you're not reacting to plays, that pincer, that really is such an operative word for this map, because you allow them to face you from both angles. Fallen gets one great kill here, though, but he's so cognizant of the fact that short's not being covered right now. He's in a lot of trouble. He's got players all around him. So they need to work on the fact that when they lose a bit of the map, they need to be reclaiming upper B or pushing short and focusing on one part of the defense. And he's got that spawn.
That's the spawn you were talking about.
We'll keep a camera on him for now, because he'll be going for that with the AWP. Most AWPers will sit in T spawn, but if you get this spawn, your AWPer gets it, you're going to take it every single time.
Going to be a quick peek. No one immediately. Potentially a late flash from the CTs. Looks like Fallen's going to be releasing it now into Phelps. Swings wide with a CZ and looks to aggress, actually. Nade's going to land at Henny's feet. He's still holding the line, and that's going to cost him. That's the AWP gone. There's no trade. He could even get this weapon if he plays it right. The Molotov's going to stop them from picking it up.
Did you see what he did, though? He knew he was dead, so he threw the AWP as far away as he could, and they've dropped the Molotov on that rifle just to make sure the CTs can't grab it. They probably still will, but the looks of things, Lucas is doing his absolute best to defend, but it has been grabbed. There will be a kill from MIBR now. It's going to be a 5 versus 3. Bomb towards the B tunnels. That's Fur. He manages to get a kill all the way on the B side of the map. So much action going on right now. Lucas has a bit of mid-control as Nekis and Steel will rotate through T-spawn. They can still win this round. coldzera with the deagle holds towards middle, and here we go. A chance for another frag, and I have to say it's a little bit sloppy from Lucas. That's the AWP, Alex, just walking out middle.
I mean, this is Luminosity Gaming round 8 AWP delivery service.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. They still had a fighting chance here. You knew that they were limited in terms of the buy. There was Eagles, MP9s out. Could have been more careful of that and traded together and maybe had more of an advantage here, but it looks like the round is going to fall apart. Good recovery from MIBR, but I have to say, even a 5-on-3, sure, you need to take some risks, you need to find something, but walking out that sort of choke point with the AWP, not a play for me. Not one I'm going to be agreeing with.
Fair enough. 6 then to 2. This is the T side of Dust2 as well. Luminosity, we kind of, as did the desk, painted the picture of this potentially going to 3. This hasn't been a strong suit of MIBR. Their map pool as a whole has been, brought into question. Inferno, something they've been picking a lot and struggling on a little bit. Dust2 quite the opposite. Not picking it a lot, but struggling all the same. Henny aggressive again. This time, I assume he's going to be getting the hell out of dodge after the first miss.
Absolutely true. So got the spawn again. No frag found. Phelps right up to those double doors. He has the MP9. You'll see players like Neo for faze hold this position a lot. It's very powerful with an SMG. You can patrol that, no problem. Ideally, you need to smoke from your teammate initially to get you in position. Phelps doesn't have that luxury. He has the incendiary, though. He goes back towards the pits, and we go back towards the default here. It's going to be Luminosity. As usual, the defaults on Dust2 always focus towards short. This is the prime part of the map you want to be taking control of. You can see CT's boosting their defense here with Fallen ready to get the shot. It's a very difficult one to hit. Takes a bullet to the face. Down to 15 HP, but coldzera with that secondary orb now, not Taco. He'll be actually getting the first kill. 5 versus 4 now. Excellent work from him. And will Luminosity be able to bring an execution out, potentially get that bomb down?
Steel's going to felt like Fallen teleported there.
Yep.
He takes a shot at an AWPer, drops off. There's another one waiting. That's one way to do the double AWP.
All the nades.
And they're looking good. Softens up Henny and Neckers. Pushing in. Henny, excuse me, that was Neckers. Drop towards CT. They are crossing. They're using that smoke. In fact, they're going to sit out that entire flashbang within it, but the numbers still heavily favoring MIBR. 35 seconds. coldzera swings wide, catches Bolt. There is a presence on long, and that should have been a kill. Henny does not make the same mistake twice. Now 2v2. From the flank is Fur. That should be an easy conversion now. All the pressure on Lucas. He doesn't have the bomb. He doesn't have time.
Yeah, the bombs drop down, unfortunately for him as well. So that doesn't work out for them. MIBR with a really convincing round. So they did change things up there. We talked about Taco being that B anchor with the AWP. They've gone for a more aggressive stance here. coldzera certainly can AWP as well. Much different playstyle though. He'll be up in your face. He'll be looking for kills. It's quite unorthodox to have 2 AWPers on the A site like that, but it works out perfectly. Fallen drops off. They assume it's going to be clear. There's no more AWP presence, but like you said, coldzera there, ready for the frag. Nice backstab from Fur. That's the more reactive play we're looking for. As soon as you get good calls and big numbers are spotted on one side of the map, you need to gain map control. Into lower B, they're starting to find their footing now, MIBR. coldzera this time fighting towards long. He's got in the pit, the Mac 10, it will take him down. That's the power of that weapon, close range. The flashbangs once again. You can see Lucas backing up Neckers there, getting him into that strong position. Damage done towards Phelps as well. And Fallen, he's given the AWP up to Phelps, and he'll have the AUG, and he's the one to patrol long now.
And because I listened to you, Henry, I'm looking at the other side of the map. You asked for proactivity. Look at number 7, Fur. He's having a walk.
They've lost that first pick. He had to do something about it. He's confirmed B is clear. They can now focus all of their CZ defense towards A. Sure, there's going to be holes to plug. Middle's a massive issue, but you've got to take a gamble here.
Yeah, for sure. So this is no secret, and I think Luminosity are going to be working that one out themselves. They do have the numbers, though. Nades, a distinct lack of them. Smoke on the cross now. They're going to have to use it. Steel first on the scene. That's a big frag. Now Taco close quarters with an AWP. He shouldn't be able to get more than one here. He shouldn't be able to get one. Opting for the no-scope. Connects onto Steel. Lucas close tagged as well. He's not going to get it. Lucas just in the nick of time, but Fur on the flank. He's done this once. Can he do it again? Not this time. Bolts. He has a smile on his face, and so do Luminosity as they find 7. It was last to fall was Phelps, and we have a due conclusion. 7 on the T side of Dust2.
Yeah, you can see MIBR couldn't hold it once again. Same issue. Pinsard, they lost that first pick, and yes, that's the reactive play we wanted to see. Fur gets towards T-spawn, but by the time he arrives and when he's part of the battle, he's gone that long route, right? He's gone all the way around, so he joins at the very end when his teammates have been dropped. Taku, like you said, did well to even get 1. He even no-scoped the second. If he gets that kill, they probably win the round, so he's very unfortunate not to get it.
Jesus was not on their side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like sometimes that's the way it goes down, but this time it looks much better for Fallen. Aggressive once again, this time towards short. Steel trying to pick up that pace. He'll be dropped, and that should slow things down dramatically. I feel like he wanted to run it towards short. They were going to go into a mid-split from that. He was going to go for 1 kill. They'd go straight into the mid-split, but that's been shut down.
Oh, and Neckers, that's a hard way to go, a hard way to fall. Kind of a lot of responsibility on his head to apply pressure to short, and that gets relieved by coldzera and Fallen. Quite the dastardly duo at the moment on short. Previously, felt rather free for Luminosity in these last couple of rounds. coldzera and Fallen, one way or another, have kept it safe.
And that's the kind of shot I want to see. This is what this guy's made of. He plucks out Taco from midair, and this is nice from further, reacting quickly, but what an amazing work this is. Yeah, Henny will get another.
And another one!
That's so sick.
That's unbelievable. The round looked like Henny was having the most awkward round of his life and then proceeds to just pluck Taco out of the air, Molotov another, flick onto another while being tagged. I mean, the fact he's peeking into a spray and hitting it.
It's still, I liked the reaction from MIBR. Wow. They were trying to beat the utility there. You saw Fur just run through the smoke at doors because they can't be locked out there. It was a nice try, but sometimes when Henny's hitting all those sort of shots, we didn't see that Mirage, that's when you can turn rounds in his head. It doesn't matter what tactic you deploy, how good you are of your retakes. If he's hitting those shots, sometimes there's nothing you can do. And that was truly a bit of a masterclass out of the AWP.
Taco, he gets to the site on time. It's only an AWPer there. The one mistake he makes, check this out. Bang! To the head, no less. This was the most impressive one to me, because Fur wins that 99% of the time.
He was getting shot from the window, and it was this Molotov that he preemptively threw to buy him some time towards the bomb site that gets the third kill. That's such a sick play.
And look what it's done to MIBR. They're on peanuts. They've managed to look behind the sofa and find a CZ, 3 deagles, and a scout. And usually just find boarding passes. Loads of boarding passes on my, my sofa cracks. Boarding
okay, I know what you mean. Yeah, just receipts.
For various currencies that I never plan to return to.
I have a jar full of Belarusian currencies, like kronas, everything really going in the world that I'm never going to do anything
I've decided I've given up on coins altogether. Yeah. Like it's a tax I've put on myself. I just kind of give them to people.
I've got a funny story about that. It's actually quite embarrassing. I don't want to get into it right now.
Hold on.
we'll keep going, as it looks like Luminosity might give this eco up because they've lost those first 2 frags. Fallen. He will be there with the Desert Eagle, but I like this from Bolts. He can still save this round. A couple of kills is available to him now.
They can't lose the bomb. That can't be tested while Bolts is on this mission. They have to play a game of survival. They're on short, and already Taco's caught steal. Bomb now in the grasp of Lucas. This is big. Bolts has to find 2. Cold so quick. He finds another double kill for coldzera in this round. I feel like I've said that so many times in this series.
Now, this will be the second eco victory for MIBR. If they pull it off, they still might give it up. Lucas in a great position here. He's towards the A side, 30 seconds remaining, but he has got Phelps right next to him. Great work from MIBR. Another solid round, but remember, the second victory with pistols and the 8-4 down. It does not bode well for the landscape of Dust2 in general.
And we completely butchered it by talking about throwing money away. Well, that's one way to do it. They throw their whole buy round away, and MIBR, a fantastic stabilizing victory. They needed that coming into the next half. And 13 now coming in towards the first half conclusion of our second map of our first series here, and it is a Mach 10 for Neckers. They did some crazy things with a long take with that SMG, but it doesn't look like they have the spawns or the resources to try that one out again. And a heavy investment of early CT utility towards long. They're anticipating something quick, and as soon as they've done that, you can see the entirety of MIBR. They're backing out. They're not interested. Showing presence and now relocating towards short. It's a good call. We have the luxury of that X-ray. We can tell you right now that that's a great call. Some sacrifices made, but only for 2 players. They still have the SG on Lucas. Henny, we saw what he could do with the AWP just a round ago. But this just looks poised for an MIBR 5th.
We'll see what they can do. They focus their efforts towards short this time. They have been having many players towards long, so a different setup here.
Oh my God.
It could go either way. I have no idea if any hits this shot. Phelps, close range Krieg, not ideal, but Fallen takes the aggro. It's a couple of kills from MIBR, but still not enough. 3-on-2 advantage now. They had everyone there, but utility dissipates, and at that point, Luminosity just explode over the A-bomb site. It's going to be Taco and Fur on the retake here, but Lucas, what a position. Prime and ready just to get at least 1 kill. That's enough. Round 1 finishes it off in beautiful fashion as well.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
The crouching behind the barrel, it's just Counter-Strike positioning.
I do that sort of play a lot, like top and middle, but I always go top, left, and middle.
Sure.
But seeing it like that, that's a really cool way to do it. You have a backup plan as well. If it goes wrong, you can fall back towards long. That's a really cool way to play it. They can't see you. Once they jump up, they have no idea. They don't have the position to take you down. That's a really intelligent spot. So put that in your playbook, boys and girls.
If they're clearing short as well, the chances are, as they come up mid, if they are coming towards you, they're staring at short. You've got their CT booty backing its way up middle. A nice and easy frag. And, oh, Henny, that one wasn't quite so easy. Did fire off a warning shot, though, and it's a bit of a mixed bag. Fallen's still on his AWP, but for how long? Already catches a nade, and now they challenge. He gets one. He turns his back. He nearly got away. Thank goodness Neckers was quick on the trigger.
A sign of the times here from MIBR. They're really hoping Fallen can get them out of the dire straits they found themselves in here. It is a 4-on-4, but the fact they've given up the AWP gives a massive advantage for Luminosity. Could be the double kill here towards long. It's scrappy, but Henny, he just wants to stay alive here. He's done enough. They've got a huge advantage advantage. Good flashbang as well. Here comes the repeat. He knows he's close. Should be the kill here. No problem at all. Bomb down in T-spawn, and it will be Fur with the AWP. Round not done just yet, but maybe it is now. Nekis takes care of 2 in CT. Spawn, they've got double digits on the T side of Dust2. If MIBR can find 5, I'd say they're okay, but still, this is not looking good for that final round. They're going to be a mixture of, what, 2 rifles and SMGs here.
And if you have just joined us, a reminder, this is our second map. Already MIBR hold the 1-0 lead in the series. This is an elimination series, lower bracket of Group B here in our second day in Montpellier. And you can see, yes, Dust2 is our second map, but Train our third.
Which
Train, oh dear,
that's a Luminosity special. That is that. I've cast them quite a lot this year. They play that a lot. Bolts with the opening pit. We talked about spawn-based gameplay on Dust2 a lot. That's a prime example of it. You get that best spawn, especially on low money. They won't have the incendiaries or the smokes hold you off. Always take it. Doesn't matter if you're an AWP or not. Always give it a go.
Has had a player walk straight on past him in the smoke. Henny was keeping him safe though. Wraps him up in bubble wrap, and Fur, he's going to be unhappy about that one. coldzera then looking for a fresh position to hold long.
There we go. It looks like the round's tied up here, Alex. It's going to be coldzera, and now his position given away. They'll go plant towards B. This is the 11-4 half, and we go to Train next. That used to be the absolute staple for this Brazilian squad, MIBR. They please play that map all the time and just dominate on it. I'm a little bit worried for them on Dust2 here. Third map looks very likely. We'll have to see after this break, ladies and gentlemen.
Waka wow, what dubstep, esports.
Highlight package it.
Oh dear.
Shaking it like the twerk team. Ladies, show me where them curves be. Curious, I'm not pervy. Honestly, you and your best friend could go and develop a new twerk scene. Got the army with me like Xerxes. Army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. Understand you can't hurt me. I got the army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. I got a couple dickies chilling in my room who be shaking it like the twerk team. Run straight to my yard and have her up in my bed. Yup, 20 minutes I'm dead. I tell her okay leave, no Snapchat or backchat please. What color is your backpack? Yep, green. Tell your boyfriend he's a white twat G. Shake it. Understand you can't hurt me. Got a couple dickies chilling in my room who be shaking it like the twerk team. Ladies, show me where them curves be. Curious, I'm not pervy. Honestly, you and your bestie could go and develop a new twerk scene like.
Dust2 continues. It's our second map between MIBR and Luminosity. Who is the best team in Brazil? Furia have raised that question recently, and Luminosity are looking to confuse us even further. 11-4 in the second map. They want to take us to a third train. I say we. Henry G joining me.
Just to reiterate what's going on here, MIBR 11-4 down. They won 2 ecos as well. This has not been a good map for them. Sure, you would think, oh, you won a few ecos? That's great. They must be doing amazingly well. No, they've got 2 rounds total. So that's not ideal. Sorry, 4 rounds total, 2 of which were
eco, force buys and crazy deagle plays.
Exactly. So I have to see them pick this pistol up for me to start believing they can pull it back. But we'll see what happens here. Smoke down towards Xbox. They still have 1 more smoke and a Molotov. We'll see where they want to head up. But the Xbox smoke can be thrown every single round just to kind of take vision away from the CTs. You don't have to use it. Ideally, out of all 15 rounds that goes down, use it sometimes you don't. It's there for multi-purpose.
And MIBR, just to remind you that should they turn this around, should they win Dust2, they'll be sending Luminosity home. The loser of this series joins the company of Greyhound, Daytona Gaming, and perhaps Tyloo as they're on the ropes versus Liquid on the secondary stream right now. We're losing teams left and right and locking some others in. Astralis and NRG will be in the arena. 11-4, here they go, looking to start strong, and Lucas and Nekis have done just that. It's a question on mid, and that question is coming up CT. Just coldzera trying to be the last port of call. He can't do too much more, just the one, and now Taco. Yeah, that's the, should have been the end of that. He's low as well. Taco, drive-by on Steel. He's holding the Glock sideways. Another one! Henny shut down, and Taco finds faith for MIBR.
That's insane. He might have just saved the map for them. He had no business winning that whatsoever.
Oh my goodness.
That's going to be a gut punch to Luminosity. They absolutely owned that round. They were styling on them in the middle. Look at this exchange. There was no damage even taken. They got 4 clean kills. There was no problem at all. And Taco coming in towards this B bomb site, just an absolute ruthless beast here. And somehow on 2 HP, he hits this shot on 100 HP, Henny. Are you kidding me? That's absolutely nuts.
Oh, that's...
Someone's gone down already. What's happened there? All sorts is going. A Taco through the door, the Krieg maybe?
I think we were in recovery. We kind of missed it.
I don't know what's happened. It's all gone wrong. MIBR on their feet now. We'll see if they can keep this up. I assume it was a shot through the door. The Krieg. Here comes Bolt, though. He gets 1 with the scout. B bomb site overran, though, with Terrorist. It looks like this round is done. It was the force buy. And, yeah, that was one of the most nuts clutches of the tournament so far.
The last shot is so... like. He loses that round so many times to Henny. Like, after all of that, it's Henny who finishes him off. 2 HP. If Henny just clicks his mouse in his general direction, he's probably winning that fight.
That goes back to our discussion yesterday. When in those sort of scenarios, that's the sort of play we'd say, Taco, unfortunately for him, has no chance there. The best chance he's got is planting the bomb. That should be impossible, right? But that's what makes Counter-Strike such an awesome game, is that can happen. Occasionally, you get those sort of rounds, which make it so exciting to watch, and that's got them right back in, and now they got the 2-0, just what they needed.
I mean, that's the beauty of our jobs, not to make it about us first, but just for a second. Just for a second, we do get to regularly witness the possible becoming possible, the impossible becoming possible.
That was so insane. I loved it.
That was great.
2 HP. It looked like there was no chance in that final kill. Henny had every right to push in there, to close things out, and somehow the perfect Glock headshot comes in. That was wild. That's going to be on highlight packages for a long time. That was a big, big round from Taco as they get themselves back in this game. The 2-0 is found, but 2 players from the force spy survive for Luminosity. That's going to be Nekis and Steel. Henny brings out the Scout still, and we will see nades exchange towards long. No HE's connecting those. coldzera will leave with full health.
Jump into Taco's POV to see if he's still holding this line, because, okay, so he was really tucked in, just holding the cross to the lower tunnels.
B, yes.
Could you perhaps explain the thought process there? Because he starts that whole round staring at the lower tunnels cross from doors.
I guess just in case they did smoke the doors itself, you can just run through with CZ and steal away a kill.
Stop a cheeky CT aggression.
Like, it's the best comms you can get. Like, if you don't know someone's lower B, you just need to say there's a chance. But if he's watching it like a hawk, he can say to his teammates confidently, no one's made it down there, regardless if someone somehow missed it.
Peace of mind.
Exactly. Just peace of mind completely. You're not probably going to get a kill there. It's all about the comms and making sure you don't give up a round like this to the Deagles, which Luminosity is certainly capable of picking up.
AK-47 for coldzera, which I think is a rather intimidating combination of words for any Counter-Strike player or fan. Taco on the SG as well. Full nades as they're looking to still decide where this bomb will go. In limbo right now. Nekis looking to be the gatekeeper. Only a Desert Eagle, though. It's not ideal by any stretch for Luminosity. Taco trying to feign some B presence. He's only keeping one busy, and that's only bolts on a P250. So still the main body of this round is going to be happening on the A site, and first lining himself up a smoke. That's going to cover the cross.
It does. It gives him a small gap as well if he wants to use it, and he's going to drop down by himself. It's not the end of the world. It's the Mac 10, right? Doesn't give up too much. He's just getting intel. He's discovered one player there. This is a little bit more dramatic now. They've actually lost the man advantage. Fallen's been tagged in the meanwhile. CTs have a player towards T spawn as well. If he gets there quickly, he might even discover the bomb. He doesn't, but still, there's only 8 seconds here, Alex.
5. Where is it?
No.
Where is Bolts? He's been playing at the back of the site. I think Taku may have just saved the day. And again, yesterday we saw it. Today we see it. MIBR, last second plant. It's not over though. Still, he's charging in. They're so low. That CZ can do work. Gets the fresh clip. He needs it. 12 bullets left. coldzera makes a lot with a little. And it will not be over just yet.
Do it.
Steal. Just the CZ. 4 HP for coldzera. You could throw anything at him. He does! An aggressive push is what he throws at him. 3 in the round. And Luminosity take what should have been MIBR's. 4 seconds left. Taco stops the only B player from stopping the plant. And still, with just a pistol, Luminosity find the 12.
Look how they should be out of their seats right now celebrating at that one. They're very quiet over there. You can see there's so much on the line with this particular game. No time for celebrations. They're going to try and keep themselves nice and calm. There we have it. It's going to be an MIBR timeout. They've given up a nightmare round there. 5 seconds, you're right. It looked like they'd saved the day at that point. They get the bomb down. They've cleared out the threats, but the low HP players couldn't hold on and steal the smoke at the door. He touches the bomb. Cold has to react at one point. He can't just sit there and hope he's not going to defuse. He has to at least get close to the site. UMP found the perfect weapon to run and gun with. He gets the final player, and there we have it. We really have got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. This one's going to be an absolute banger. Tell your friends, get them stuck in here. Luminosity, MIBR, a Brazilian derby here, and my God, is it turning into one epic game.
And one of them is going home. By the end of this game, by the end of this day, one will be quote-unquote grouped. I hated that word. I hated being told I'd been grouped.
Well, I feel like it's fine, Alex. It's appropriate.
Oh. Yeah, man. Got grouped by Mark Horner. Oh. Anyway, that's a joke for about 3 people watching. Shout out to you guys. Either way. Charging through doors at this point. Fur and Phelps going to be leading this brigade. It is going to be a pincer movement towards B. So all on the receiving end. It is going to be Bolts. He does have a nade, can soften him up. Molly from Nekis too. Here comes the charge. Phelps, he falters, and that gives him chance to reposition. Bolts, he softened him up. The nade could be good. It could be huge. Does get fallen low as well, but coldzera in the meantime catches Nekis. It's all on Bolts now. Pressure from everywhere, and coldzera, he doesn't need a weapon. A pistol is enough. He's entry fragging with a sidearm.
That's insane. Fur, a great position here, but they're aware of it. It's a 3-on-2, but still a fighting chance. Their bomb only just going down now. No kits available just yet, but low HP on Fallen and Taco. They will set up in the B bomb site. All 3 players on the site itself, any coming from the tunnels. They have 1 flashbang remaining now. CT's desperately trying to find any opening they can.
And I think that might have been enough for Fallen to just win them that round. Henny on the dank flank does not get rewarded. And so 7-12 MIBR. I mean, it happened on Inferno. I'm starting to notice a trend here, Henry. You ready for some analysis?
Go for it.
Here it comes. coldzera is a win condition for MIBR on their T side. How did I do?
Astute observation, Alex.
How did I do?
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks,
Inferno for sure. He definitely is. His Desert Eagle, the last year has been phenomenal. For me, it's still one of the top 5 Deagle players in the world. Like, he's up there with the likes of Dupree and Nico. When he gets going with that weapon, he is absolutely nuts. So that was incredible. Long take now. It's not going to work out, at least for Fur. Opening kid. This is the hero AWP, by the way. He has fully invested, I think. Did he spend all his cash yet? They didn't survive. Yes, he must have brought up with this one. He went for the AWP. And Alex, this could be the play of all plays. If he pulls off the round with 1 AWP and his teammate's eco, this is when you know you're a king of the you're a master of the AWP. You're a king of the server. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Well, he's getting so many gifts from his teammates. Steele's given him the gift of it's probably a B. Lucas will be there to confirm it in just a moment. Taco's going to be the spearhead of the MIBRB take. If he gets this, my goodness, that's a fantastic start. Now they start to swarm. Henny, he gets the orb over there. Oh. That was his chance, and it's snatched from Phelps.
Now they have 2 rifles, at least. The AWP and the AK-47. Still a fighting chance in this one, albeit a small one. They have no armor, no nades. It looks like they might just back off here. Steals all the way there towards T-spawn. So they will fall back. An exciting start. The opening pick of that AWP. As long as they save it, though, it's absolutely fine. They haven't given up too much. much, right? They gave it a go. They got the opening kill. 40 didn't work out for them, but they've caused some damage and ruffled the feathers for sure of MIBR as Neckers will save the AWP, and they've got an AK-47 on essentially what was an eco round. They'll save both those weapons. So no harm, no foul. Good attempt, didn't work out.
So I guess, you know, the conversation can start that on Dust2, because as we've talked about earlier on in this half, that there is a lot of CT saves. You know, when you concede a site early,
Yes.
you can save those weapons. Perhaps the hero AWP, when there is a money discrepancy like that from Henny, no harm, no foul.
Absolutely. It's not a problem at all. I don't mind that. I really like the confidence in his ability. They've got a buffer of rounds here. It's the sort of play you want to see from your star AWPers. He didn't show up at all on Mirage.
That's true.
So it's nice to see him like still having the confidence to make those sort of plays. Speaking of which, we talked about this long spawn a lot. Fallen's got it right now. I assume he has the AWP. He does. He has the best possible spawn for long. We'll keep it on him for now and see whether he can open things up. AWP down. Doesn't jump over the half wall. I feel like it's like a 0.2
All right,
faster.
Mr. Placebo.
We'll see whether it works out for him.
Go. And he's flying out Neckers style, and he just gets a face full of flash. It's going to be Lucas to finish him off with the AUG, but he didn't even get to watch himself fall there.
That's quite the commitment from Fallen, I have to say. He didn't even go for the long pick. He wanted to get the blue bin by himself, right? Like with the AW, with the AK.
Untradeable.
I don't mind it, but like the AWP, if you get flash over, at least you can fall back. He really went for that one. Did not work out. So that's the AWP in a position. They won't be getting that back anytime soon. That's going to be difficult to recover. Nice opening kill. That's going to be Lucas finding it. 5-on-4 again. What a great game this is. Neckis holding towards middle, just in front of that CT Sports smoke. Is starting to go down. No trade, but there it is. Fur does find the footing. Still a chance in the round. B-split looks like the only option they've got. Problem is, though, Henny's at the very back of the bomb site, and you feel like he's in a great spot to get this kill. Nails it. Great awareness there.
I cannot believe that that's where Taco ends up.
Yep.
That's where Henny's been staring on the edge of that smoke. Taco tries to elevate himself, and, well, quite the opposite. 6 feet under now. Nice work from Phelps onto Henny. 2 versus 3. It's not over yet. MIBR, they've got the site control. The rotate's going to be coming in. There is a numbers advantage for Luminosity, but positionally, this is looking all good.
Yeah.
For MIBR.
Well, we'll see if he knows he has to be aggressive with the AWP, and that's exactly why. Bring things back to a 2 versus 2. Huge round here. No kits available right now. Steel does find one. And now the retake will be going underway. One towards the tunnels, and there will be the player outside the bomb site itself. That's going to be Lucas. Phelps and Fur now have to battle. They don't really have anything to really fend them off in terms of utility. This kill has to come through. Down to the 1 versus 1. Oh, the Molotov. It makes things almost impossible. He gets the kill before he goes down. There it is. 4 kills for Fur. He'll burn to a crisp at the very end, but the hard work has been done. An arduous round there from MIBR, but they pull it off, and that could be indicative as to where this game is going. I feel like they can tie things up with that victory alone. Money's going to start breaking down for the Luminosity squad. They've got a partial buy on the cards, and you can hear, Alex, that dramatic music coming in. It is very appropriate at this point. It's not clear as to who's going to come out on top on Dust2. This was the pick of Luminosity. It looked like they were running away with it. They had a huge scoreline, but then some absolutely unbelievable plays from Fur coming through. He keeps him in the game. They found the scoreline at 12-9, and they've broken the money.
One of the funnest combination. 3 words, caster phrase. You ready for this?
Go for it.
4 frags, 4 Fur.
Yeah.
That was gorgeous. Lovely work. Through the Molotov, he brings home another important round. They had the time. The defuse could have come in, but he saves the day in the face of flame. 12-9 then. MIBR looking to close this one out in 2. It's still quite the comeback, and this one should be easier than most. It is just going to be a couple of deagles, a very bought-up steal, and that's the investment gone. Bye. See you later. Kit, nades, SMG, laid it on the floor.
You see what I mean? That's not the full commitment. That's just going for the clean pick, and that's when you, even if you miss the shot, you can fall back. If you commit for the doors, you really have to hope you nail the shots. First certainly is. That's his second of the round. 4 in the previous, now up to 6 in the last 2. This is looking very good for MIBR, and we'll have an MP9 and a couple of pistols to defend that A bomb site. A little bit of an exchange there towards middle, but coldzera looking comfortable. The smoke down there towards CT spawn. They can slow it right down now, Alex. They don't have to overcommit. No one needs to panic. Just keep the trade potential nice and high. No one commit to a choke point, and they shouldn't give up another frag here considering the weaponry they're up against.
I think kind of Fur is like a Brazilian esports Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
He's just angry. When he gets angry, he looks like this. Furious. 4 rounds the round prior. This will be his 4th. Yeah, sure. Eco Cobra nonsense. He's fragging. He's body bagging. And he puts the toe tag on Bolts. 12 now to 10. The gap continues to close.
This is really warming up. I'm glad MIBR have managed to find themselves from Dust2. The first half, they really didn't show up at all. It was Luminosity looking like they were way too comfortable. But 12-10 now, money back in their favor. What a great shot this was from Fur. Right through the corner of the wall, through the skull of Steel there. Nekis gets the same treatment towards middle. Round 23. Orb out, single orb set up and 4 orgs around it. Oof. And this one, we'll see Fallen with the AWP as well. Both teams fully equipped as we see another timeout come in.
And I'll take this time out to highlight that I have been really enjoying seeing coldzera given this SG and given some time with it.
Yeah.
If anyone's looking to integrate into their gameplay and you want to see what you can achieve with it, I do think coldzera is a good place to start. Of course, other names of the list, Elige has been doing it for some time now. Flame, he's been playing around with the idea for a while, but I think coldzera, it works so well with his skill set. He's not strafing around corners and hitting no scopes. He's not simple. He's coldzera,
yeah.
And so he can sit there. He can be a turret, and as long as you give him just that second hesitation, he's got time for that 100% bullet accuracy to find your head.
We'll see what he can do over this round. A change of setup here for Luminosity. A little bit of damage there done at the start. They've boosted up towards short. This is to be the AWP going up towards lower B. I don't think it is actually. Just 2 orgs there. You can see it's a classic crossfire. One being baited on the corner. Steel to take the aggro for him, as it will be the default from MIBR here. Nothing really given away at the start of the round. They haven't really dropped much utility at all. coldzera confirming there's no aggression, at least towards short. There is presence there, but they're not aware of it. Xbox smoke should come in momentarily, but Fallen, he might call they don't need it because he's going to actually take the dry peek towards middle. See, there's no sniper there. They've Molotov close towards the doors to flush out any presence there. Could be right behind it. So we'll see whether they end up towards short. Nekis and Steel, remember, in the setup to shut this down.
No aggression from Luminosity to clear out B, and therefore it will just be the 3-2 split on receiving end of this stacked MIBR push. Oh, that's enough. Oh, that's brutal. The molly, it touches his heels. He's forced forward. Fur to greet him.
And that's such a great little Molotov. It's just one tick, right? He knows he's done for. He can't fall back because he'll take too much damage, and you have to swing around and just hope he gets 1 kill. He gets nothing, so absolutely wrecked there. That was really nice from Fur. What a half he's having here on the T side of Dust2.
I mean, that's a dire strait to be put in, and he's forced to be the Sultan of the swing. He did go in and didn't quite manage to convert, so 5v4 with the bomb, still very much committing towards the A site. 25 seconds, time starting to become a friend of Luminosity's and a bit of a villain for MIBR. Strafe towards CT. The majority are going to charge straight towards Steel. He doesn't give it too much time. And so Lucas, it looks almost all said and done, but he's trying to find a little bit of a breath of fresh air. It's Fur gone, bombed down freely, and that should be the round. Fallen shuts down the A presence. They're locked on the B site.
Really impressive stuff here. They're not going down without a fight, that's for sure. Fur has got MIBR on his back right now, finding every single opening kill. 4 kills here, 2 there. Opening frags all over the map. He gets 2 more this round as they will have 4 players survive here, but looks things. Henny and Bolts holding onto their weaponry at the back of the B bomb site. Looks relatively safe for now. I don't think they'll give up much. Taco and Fallen will be in towards T-spawn hunting, but it's such a safe setup and towards B. They should be able to hold on to the sniper, no problem. But MIBR.
How many is this in a row now? Where are we at? This is going to be number 5, I think.
Yeah, so maximum loss bonus with the 2 saved weapons. So there is still a buy for Luminosity. Nice shot from Bolt. So they do hold on to everything they had. They had to as well. And maybe another timeout. They have used a lot of them so far. I'm not sure whether they've got another timeout remaining, but this would be a good time to use it to juggle the money around. You can call the timeout the very last second of freeze time just to get the most out of it. So they might go for that in the next 3 seconds. We'll see. Not going to call it, so they're happy with their setup right now. MP9 for Nekis. Like I said, money not too bad. 2 saved weapons and a maximum loss bonus. There's the early Xbox smoke coming in from Fallen this time. So whether they'll go for a faster approach is yet to be seen. They are. They're going to send 2 players quickly up towards short. Phelps with the first kill towards long. This is the classic pincer maneuver, Alex. We talked about trying to reclaim control. They're focusing towards long this time, but they have to be cognizant of the fact that short has been compromised.
And here they come. It's a very tight angle held by Henny. He didn't quite connect the first. That gives them control of the site. Nades will rain in due course, and Nekis, well, he's going to bounce in with his MP9. Nekis doesn't really have much of a shot. He's forced back in towards CT. They have the site. They don't have the bomb. That's on Fallen. He has to cross. No threat immediately. There is even a smoke to keep him safe and sound. Nekis did show face. They have to be worried about a potential for a ramp push. Molotov's good from the CTs, but not good enough. Doesn't stop the plant.
This is looking good for MIBR. Even though it's a 4 versus 3, they've got a decent plan down, but no utility. Next kill is going to be very important indeed. Who will get it? Lucas in prime position, but a blind faller will somehow get it. It's an exchange of blows here. 2 players towards short. Both MIBR presence here. I think they're done for. 1 bullet each, and down they go. Indeed, you're right.
The willingness or the awareness to not take that fight directly and just be an irritation.
Yep.
One bolts that round. I mean, not necessarily Luminosity. I'm sure the others would have fragged at some point as well, but he played that lovely. Good to see. And Luminosity, they stand vigilant. 13 now to 11.
Yeah, really fantastic game of Dust2 being played here. It's got absolutely everything. All the clutches, the big AWP plays as well, the change of setups. Just to note as well, as soon as Luminosity lost that pick towards long, we had Bolts pushing the upper tunnels. He was in lower B, making sure that short was under control. They didn't have to worry about it too much. So that was nice to see that as they pick up around and break the streak. Like we said, 5 in a row for MIBR, but still a lot of work to do on either side. Nekis and Henny back on those AWPs. What the hell just happened there?
Fallen.
Replay, slow it down. Let's see what happened. Could he see him cleanly? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I really don't know. I wouldn't doubt it, knowing how quick this man can flick. Myself and you have experienced that many years ago. He continues to show us what he's capable of. A quick start then for MIBR, just off the back of a Luminosity victory. They broke the drought, and Forden sitting there with his bucket in the well.
Indeed.
It's a new metaphor I just made up. New
I like
analogy.
it.
Thanks, man.
It really worked. So 5 and 4, that's the dream start. On a T-side default, you know you have a huge advantage. They got to commit towards B. Bolt's in a nice position though.
1,
overlooked.
2, 3.
Oh God, you do not want to see this. He'll get 2. He was worth 3, but he gets 2.5. That's okay. At least it's a winnable round for them now. So nice trigger discipline displayed, but still an impossible round almost, because you know it's early on. They still have 2 smokes. They have an incendiary. Bombs planted. Your money's already low. You might just have to let this one slip by, Alex.
So Bolts is in that corner. He's obviously calling it's a B, 3B.
Yep.
As I assume you look at a smoke CT and realize it's not worth it? Is that kind of the situation?
Only until he doesn't get more than 2.
Right, you look at the kill feed and you're like, okay,
exactly.
that's a no.
So Bolts is just there. It's like, hold on. If I get 3, you got to come in for this. But as soon as he goes down with just the 2, I say just the 2. He did well to get 2. As soon as it's not 3, it's not worth it, because it was such a quick play there from MIBR. They already had the man advantage. Those 2 frags didn't really level things out because the rotations were so far away.
Yeah.
So much utility left over for the T side. You know they're going to have smokes down the door. Your money's low. You still have a lead. You've got the AWP, the Krieg, the AUG there. Might as well hold on to it and look to the next round. But unfortunate for Bolts there. 3 kills would have saved the day, I reckon.
It would have been in vain rotating without the 3rd. So then, we keep things level. I mean, we keep saying how much of a good game
Let's
this
have a look
is.
at this,
Oh yeah, here we go. Zoom in. I think that's through the smoke. Oh my God, it was a reaction.
So filthy.
That was a reaction. He saw him. Just a flick. Let's have a look how close to the 3rd. Oh, he didn't really have much of a shot there. That 3rd, he already had time to adjust.
You always know it's the 4th dude who checks that corner as well. You always just start, okay, I've got to take my chances here. So fair play.
When do you start shooting? There's no real right answer.
There's no science behind that. It's just whatever you feel. And to be fair, 2 frags in that scenario could have been enough, but not quite.
So while Fallen's wrist is on ice after that one, the rest of MIBR pursue 13. An interesting approach from them now. They're actually, it does look like they're going to be leaning towards A eventually. At least that's what the bomb is telling us. But presence being shown towards middle. And actually, we see a little crawl from Fern back towards B.
Yeah, this will be another B split coming in here. They feel like they've caused damage on that side of the map. They've found kills there multiple times. It makes sense, right? Because the players that save, they're on the A side of the map. That's their position. Dust2 doesn't have that much spawn play on the CT side, I should say. So it makes sense that there might not be as much utility here. It's not even the B split. It's the full-on contact play, full commitment coming through. Opening frag's going to be for Bolts, but it sets up Nekis for nothing. And that's another safe call. Can't go for it, Alex. You're going to have to let this one slip by once again. Frustrating scenes, and you can see there was no real pushback. They didn't have the incendiary, didn't have the smoke, couldn't really do much with it. Had to hope they got multiple frags. Very good timing from MIBR, and they're going to tie things out 13-13.
If you're Bolts, you're frustrated. I mean, that's twice they've hit your bomb site with very little tells. Unless he's pushing for info, he just has to be ready. and hope that he can do enough damage. I mean, is there any adjustments that they should be making? The fact that MIBR are just walking into the B bomb site now, they had a nice, very intimidating A setup. Do you make some sacrifices at A now after losing 2 rounds on B?
I feel like if they had their double orb set up, like where they want to be, they would have been able to hold that off. And it's just a great call from MIBR. They know the money's not ideal. They've been saving a lot. They have to reinvest and drop weapons. High chances not the B side AWPer. So if you go for a contact play like that, an explosion towards the B side, you're more than likely going to trade it out unless someone goes absolutely nuts. They send 4 players in. There's no smoke down there. Good opportunity to make their way through. It's just one of those gut feeling calls. That's not like a set piece. Fuller hasn't said it started around. We're gonna run into B with 4 players at this exact time. They're waiting for an opportunity. If it comes, they're going to take it. There was no smoke. They saw the moment, the window of opportunity. They jumped through it, hit their shots, and 13-13 comes through. It was Luminosity looked dead set on taking us to train after an 11-4 first half. But the T side of MIBR, they really have come to life. Fur especially, what a half he's been having. Fallen's been hitting some ridiculous shots as well. He only has 12 kills to his name. In his second half, the opening picks he's been finding have been worth their weight in gold.
Yeah, his opening deaths as well. Let's not forget, though, it seems to be a bit of a bittersweet situation with Fallen's openings. Charging out of long doors with his back turned.
That's a good point.
Happened in this game as well.
Yep, absolutely.
13-13, it is dead set. Let's not forget, yes, we paint the picture of a potential third. The other picture is Luminosity Gaming get close to pushing their domestic rivals and slip away in 2. And that's... Oh, he catches them boosting. Nekis is going to go absolutely as far away from doors as he's allowed next round. That's twice. Caught before the round really starts. Now flashed off Henny. He was supposed to be filling in the gap, but forced to retreat.
That's really cool.
This looks scary for the Luminosity boys. They're going to be far away from A. It's all Henny.
That's the worst position you can possibly be in with the AWP. I'd say at this point, you've got the AWP and CT spawn, your teammates down towards long, they're planning a short, it's round over at this stage again. You do not have the utility to justify this, and they'll get the clean plant in. It's a 5-on-4. Again, you just can't go for it. Dust2 is such a cruel mistress like this. Like, once you get locked out of the bomb site, unless you have absolutely everything for the retake, you just got to save the weapons. This is what the 4th or 5th time Luminosity have to just accept and acquiesce and feel like, you know what, we have to save the weapons, but this time it gives up the lead. It's going to be 14-13 to MIBR.
And I know it's easy to see this and to be frustrated. I'll just finish my point once they stop fragging, because they are trying to make a bit of a dent in the economy. Fallen going to get pressured by Henny, and it's a nice little dunk as well from Steel. So they do make MIBR pay some degree of a price, and their money isn't fantastic, although they have, of course, been stringing together some wins. That's going to be their 3rd win in a row now for MIBR as they close in towards 16. They've had 2 CT rounds. Luminosity, they have lost their way on what many would consider to be, I don't want to say easier, but a favored side, that's for sure.
Well, Dust2 is one of those weird ones.
I know.
I guess it's a neutral map, but yeah, T side is where it seems to be the majority of the rounds come through. But the funny thing is, most teams always start CT side, right? It's still one of those conversations. But
favored, yet not easier.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the consensus. And Henny's given them a taste of their own medicine. And AWP rattles across Dust2. 1 minute 44 on the clock as he pulls the trigger, and now the rest will be down to just 4. And Taco down to 71. This has started much better for Luminosity.
Here we go then. Opening kill. Looking to tie things up at 14-14, but still a lot of work to do here in round number 28. It's Fallen, who's been so sharp at getting just single picks. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but just still influential in the second half. It's Fur that's been doing most of the heavy lifting, though. He'll be towards middle for now, focused towards short this time. AWP for Henny. He'll be positioned towards the car this time. Actually long, focusing that area. So he's got Steel baited in the corner. You can see they're playing off each other. Henny will take the initial shot, fall back, focus on A, and then at that point, hopefully, bait Steel in for a couple of kills if they come in that position, which doesn't look likely.
26 for Lucas. He was good on Mirage too. That Reddit copy pasta about remembering frags. Lucas, he could be involved in there. And you can see Goose, of course. 20-year anniversary, Gooseman.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
He was sitting there with, it's Jay Cliff. Yep. That was the 2 of them.
Exactly.
Making a mod for Half-Life, and now still remembered in this game to this day. Happy birthday, Counter-Strike.
20 years. And Fur, I love this play so much. CT spawn is underutilized on the T side of Dust2, but it might not save them here. Lucas, great shots from the short position. That is from Goose. It's going to be a 4-on-3, and Henny needs to deliver here. 1 kill should seal the deal. If he misses, though, the floodgates will open. 15 seconds remaining. There is no flashes to actually get him off that position, but Fur is looking for the double kill. He's got it. Henny's still up, though. Will the bomb be planted? Indeed, it will. But now, there's still a strong chance the CTs can do something with this, but the missed shot comes through, Alex. All bets are off. 2-on-2 of both CTs towards long.
A little bit of wood may have just saved the round. It didn't quite connect, and now it's going to be Fur and Phelps to find 15. A 2v2 but this could be wrapped up into. Who knew?
Wow, you're a poet.
And I didn't know it. Decided to show it. 15-13, though, the score. This is it. LG, Luminosity Gaming. So close to taking us to 3 and still absolutely a possibility, but their CT side has looked poor.
Remember, this play from Fur, he didn't jump down from short. He smoked the left-hand side of middle. He smoked CD spawn. He created himself a pathway to get in CT. They had no idea. If he wasn't in that position, they're not winning that round. That was a great play from MIBR. A small detail that really did influence the entire round.
Will it influence the final result? Time to find out. No early deaths for either side this time. Full 5, Henny slipped off. Stepped in a puddle earlier and it's cost him.
Poor Smoke, that's not going to do anything for him.
If anything, that's going to benefit MIBR. One less smoke to worry about as this round continues to progress. Henny, this is the angle we've been hoping to see from him. Long's held safe by Steel. Will he have a chance to be the hero, though? Because they're not committing. Still 60 seconds and a very passive setup from Luminosity. They just stand and wait. And speaking of waiting, Steel, he's been doing a whole lot of it. Now they're on their way towards him.
Steel will be isolated towards Long. They are getting ready with the flashbangs here. This position, it's good for one. Wherever you can get to, he'll need backup from Henny, that's for sure. It's coming, the flashbang's delivered, it's strong, so Henny can now actually be part of the fight. He holds the AWP, doesn't fully commit. This is the pincer we are talking about. They have no real control of either side of the A-bomb side. The trade comes in, damage done. Henny needs to hit shots here. That surely costs him his life. I don't know how he survives, but still they're in the round. 3 versus 3, time ticking away with 25 on the clock. It's all down to Henny here. He has done such a fantastic job of keeping them alive in the round in a compromised position. He sneaks towards the A side. The kill from Fur comes through, and he's still alive. Can't hit the shot. Surely he goes down here. He's still fighting.
On long. The bomb is on long. He's just been picked up. Bolts, can he stop the cross? He can. 9.
That's it.
Is that enough? No.
Oh, what?
He's got it. He just jumped into his grasp.
No way.
I don't know how he's got it. He's got safe hands.
How did he get the bomb? Did it land?
It must have been dropped onto the side.
There's no way.
1v1. Bolts, he thought he had it. We thought he had it. Now MIBR, they could pick this one up in a 1v1. It's Bolts versus his old team. Can he save it? Molotov's going to give him some information. It's planted for short. He's surely going to be able to deduce that.
No kit, Alex.
Oh, that's a problem. Has to be perfect. Has to be clean. And Taco, he's so damn clean. It's done in 2. MIBR, they send their domestic rivals Luminosity home. And the Sensei does beat the Padawan. That's 2 different series.
I don't know what you've gone through there, Alex, but a nice try. And it was a great attempt there from MIBR. Just to reiterate, that last round, that kill from Bolts actually to seal the deal. That was done. The fact he got that kill, there should have been no time. We need to get a replay in the post-game and see where the bomb went. If you jump, it will be launched. But the fact that